with Shopify, one with Optic. But man, I'll tell you what, I looked at the stats for these game types because I was curious. Optic have never lost Forbidden CTF in tournament. Granted, it's not been in tournament for very long. And they're also 33-4 in Forbidden CTF in scrims, which is just unbelievable. This game type, they're also undefeated this year in tournament. But I tell you what, when it comes to Rebellion, these guys kind of hit a new stride, it seems like, a few weeks ago, and have been a completely different team. So some of this, historical stats, maybe you can throw them out the door because they might not matter anymore. Rebellion has just become a new beast, but the stats do favor Optic Gaming.
Yeah, this is new history being written here as Rebellion. They've taken on plenty of SSG, but Optic and FaZe haven't seen Rebellion this deep in a tournament just yet. Can Rebellion do it against 2 out of the 3 big 3? That's the question, as these two teams are tied here early going. Cycle with the headshot. Reversal. Lucid now at low ground doesn't really have much options to work with. It should give Rebellion a little bit more time on the board. An easy body shot onto dead zone for Cycle, and this is setting up Rebellion for the first cap of the game.
Very curious to see how Optic chooses to play this. They do have a nice spread between both the C side and A side of the map, which favors a good pinch opportunity, but they are spread out enough that Rebellion could potentially pick them off here. Soul Snipe just cuts right into the tower and gets all the way behind the push before it even starts. Love these kind of plays out of Soul Snipe. It's going to disrupt what Optic want to go for. They probably wanted to meticulously set up the push, and Soul Snipe just completely disrupted it.
And that's exactly what you got to do if you're Rebellion. Coming from the lower bracket finals, you've been playing Halo all this time. Tournament Halo, no less. You got to swing first on Optic Gaming, who have been sitting on their hands, maybe playing some Octagon or matchmaking at best. And that's exactly what we see here from Rebellion, but it's Optic on the reset, rotating, getting the most time on the board here in hill number 2, but it's still early. Formal, man, what a legend. A Mount Rushmore of gaming, if you will. But he goes down. And for now, Rebellion are going to regain the hill after an early rotation from Optic. Their chance to get some time on the board. Rebellion could steal the lead on hill number 2.
Rebellion looking very good, applying all the pressure they need to keep Optic on their toes. Optic unable to get comfortable enough to set foot in this hill. Cycle just existing back silo, waiting for his team to show up. And I love the patient play here. He knows there's a player in the hill right next to him. No sense in fighting that guy when you can help your team win the fight above. They come back and take care of dead zone afterwards, and Shopify are playing this one by the book.
Optic have the lead for now, but that could change quickly as Cycle in the back of the hill gives himself quick access to get out of the hill, regain shields. Love that play there from Cycle, but he goes down. Formal had the flank. Formal had the back smack, but Soul Snipe gets him instead. 3v3 for now, and Lucid could potentially bring Optic back with this shock, but he doesn't have the numbers. All 4 up for Rebellion. 2 down for Optic Gaming. Lucid's going to have to really think about how he wants to play this, as the time is now to push on through. 2v2, Lucid. Shroud screen out, so he shoots the plot in the middle to potentially get some electricity on the backside of the hill, but Soul Snipe's far enough away to avoid it. Eventually goes down, though, to Lucid, and Lucid can find a double here. He does not, but Formal cleans up. Has the shock now. Formal has the double, and potentially a triple if that player looks to drop from C, but no, for now, they're going to regain. Optic potentially stealing hill number 2. Look how close it is. They push through, does Rebellion. They have their move. They make it, but Formal gets 1, doesn't get 2. Cycle gets a double. Cycle gets potentially a triple. And Rebellion are going to steal it. What looked like a tied game here in your Game 1 Grand Finals goes to Rebellion 2-0.
That just shows how important it is to be so fast off your spawn. That's something that you just cannot do unless you move as fast as the members of Rebellion. Optic had that one in the bag, but the spawners just come flying in and just force their way through. 2-0 lead early on against Optic, who, like I said before, is currently undefeated in tournament this year in this game type.
Optic have that winner's token in their back pocket, but they got to get as warmed up as they looked in that winter final. Otherwise, Rebellion are going to steamroll through Game 1, just like they did previously in the elimination finals. Rebellion are rolling with all of the momentum, seemingly all of the scoring. Optic with a centimeter of it on hill number 3, and Rebellion are already sprinting towards the halfway mark on hill number 3. This could get out of control quickly, especially if Mental can lock down A, but he doesn't find the slay on Trippy. 3 go down for Rebellion, and I love this play from Mental here on the half wall. Stays alive, tries to get out of dodge, but here we go. That opens up the door for Optic. Staggered spawns now for Rebellion, potentially even split now as Lucid puts the pressure on the long haul spawns and takes down suppressed, and this will absolutely roll here for Optic Gaming. Split and staggered spawns for Rebellion. What can Optic do with it?
Love that L-shaped formation that they just created on the map there, forcing Rebellion to spawn at C, but tell you what, Rebellion's been in this situation before. They know how to push out of C, but it doesn't matter if Dead Zone's going to hit shots like that. Had to land those shots to make sure he shuts down Dead Zone. Now the rest of Rebellion are going to have an even harder time pushing in. Optic are going to take their time. They don't feel the need to set foot in the hill immediately. They get a little bit more control, but Suppress is already back off spawn, and he gets a kill in the hill. Now Formal's going to have to play defense with the shock rifle.
Tied on this hill, but not in this match. Formal needs to do what he looked to do on that second hill. Lock it down, as Optic need to gain this hill to not let this one get out of control with less than 3 minutes left. He cannot afford to go down 3-0 to Rebellion. Formal knows the sense of urgency is in his hands with the shock.
Wow, once again, they get the kill, and they get another. What? They actually stopped it. Optic only need a second, though, so it's probably going to go to Trippy. No!
Oh!
Another last second stop. What in the world are we watching?
I have never seen icier King of the Hill and Hill performances than from Rebellion. Optic still with a chance off spawn, but they're desperating! And they get it! 1-2, unbelievable. What looked like could have been a 3-0 game is now 1-2. Every time you think the score's going to go one way, it goes the other.
So insane. I mean, Rebellion, to just give themselves a chance to steal that one is absolutely massive, but Optic ice up this time to keep it within one is massive. Going down 3-0 in King, you might as well just GG go next. That clock will play so hard against you, but just a 1-2 deficit. Definitely very easy to come back on. All they're going to have to do is lock down this side of the map. Trippy finds himself in a precarious position, though, and it has to retreat to bottom center. A couple kills go in favor of Rebellion. They've got the hill time. Now they just look to set up.
This is the moment in the match where the coaching becomes so critical. Optic Gaming and Lunchbox, Rebellion and Best Man, two legends in Halo, leading their teams here into another grand finals. Lucid now looking to lead Optic through the C Hall, potentially flanking through with a pinch from Formal, but the Shroud Screen goes through for Rebellion, and Formal says, I'm not going to push through, I'm just going to nade it. With that hill icon purple, he knows they're in it, and now dropping down to the White Hall. Formal with the big brain, double kill, gets Optic back in it, and Formal's only +2, but it feels like he's the MVP right now for Optic.
Not only that, but he dodges the grenade perfectly, gets all of his shields back. That means he can confidently come in here to help the fight. He's rewarded with another shock rifle. He's been hitting some big shots with it. Here's the call out from his teammate, and man, Formal, when this guy seems like he's having fun with the game, he is unbelievable, man. I feel like he wasn't even playing his best, you know, toward the end of last season, but now it just feels like he is trying to make a name as one of the best in the game again.
And we said Formal only +2, and it feels like more than that, like he's the MVP for Optic. That's because nobody else glanced at the scoreboard. Nobody else is positive for Optic, so Formal icing up Optic with the OBJ efficiency to keep things close, but look at the scoreboard. Rebellion are already about to retain that 2-hill lead they claimed earlier. Lucid needs to stay alive with the shock, but he drops it, and it falls into the drink, so that's not going to give it to Formal. Looking to maybe compound on ammo and shock instead. Formal only with the camo to work with. His location's been revealed as he's in the hill. You're going to start seeing some shots go through. Just guesswork here to potentially view where Formal is. No more camo to work with. And now Formal waiting for his teammates underneath below before getting back into this hill. Two are down. It's only Formal and Lucid. This is going to be a tough 2v2 tango dance. But Lucid, he's the one MVP. That's quite a guy to take into that duo gunfight. Mental locking down the hill. And he's not even going to get a chance, is Lucid and Formal, to break through. Rebellion do instead with a 3-1 lead.
You just see the formation that Rebellion set up around that hill. It doesn't matter where Optic approach from. They're just getting shot so quickly they have to back up. That buys enough time and space for Rebellion to easily finish that hill. And now it's a 2-hill lead with only 1:15 on the clock. And the hill's bottom middle, and the next one goes to Battery. So I do think Rebellion chooses to play time in this moment.
Yes.
It's going to make it very difficult for Optic to do anything about it.
I would be shocked, Eli, if we saw any purple light up in that hill. The only purple we'll see on this hill is if Mental's chasing out a one-shot Formal or Dead Zone. Dead Zone and Formal both go down. 2 go down for Optic, only 1 for Rebellion, and every single passing Slay could pass us onto a game 2 with Rebellion up 1-0, looking to reset the bracket.
Just 40 seconds of baiting the hill. Optic have no option but to push directly in. Look at this play from Mental. I've been seeing Rebellion make these plays quite a bit where they're just sitting in a spot they know that Optic have to pass in front of. We saw Cycle do it on the pit bottom runway, just predicting exactly what route their opponent takes. They catch their opponent looking the wrong way. Easy kill. And when you're playing time, every single kill like that is just even closer to that finish line.
Oh, Mental spinning quickly with that high sensitivity. Not able to clear Optic out of the hill as Formal. Ice is up once again. We've seen Formal make some clutch plays, but it looks like in game one, Eli, it's not going to be enough. Rebellion carry the same level of OBJ efficiency we saw against Sentinels and others in the HCS against Optic, one of those big three teams. So I cannot stress enough how impressive this is for Rebellion. They go 3 down, and even if they give this hill to Optic, though, 2-3 with 15 seconds left, ideally for them, I just don't know if there's enough time.
Interesting to see what Rebellion decides to do here. If they just get control of pipes, they can kind of put Optic in checkmate. They just want to guarantee that even if Optic does cap this one, that they don't have a chance at all to cap the next. But the way Optic are playing this, they're trying to get the hill and have control of batteries. This is so smart. This is exactly what they have to do to win it. They're going to also stack the hill to give them an even better chance to cap this. Dead Zone gets the clutch kill, but the last player of Rebellion going to shut it down, and that is going to be game one in favor of Rebellion.
Rebellion dominate in OBJ and dominate in the slaying category as well. Plus 15. I did quick math at the end, so that might not be exactly accurate, but plus 15 it looked like were Rebellion. So not only did they frag out in OBJ efficiency, they slayed out as well. I think, again, Formal was the only member of Optic that was positive throughout most of the match, and I look at the finish, he was. And you need more than just Formal if you're going to beat Rebellion, even if you are Optic Gaming.
Right, I mean, Formal was the guy in the right spot to finish most of the kills, but I do think the rest of Optic are playing well. They're team shooting together. It's just the pressure and coordination from Rebellion, plus, you know, some of these heads up plays to just kind of hide around a corner and wait for your opponent to walk by. Some call it cheesy, but, you know, if you want to win, you probably got to use some cheesy tactics to win tournaments. It's just how it is, unfortunately. But, I mean, very impressive play from Shopify. They certainly know how to win games.
Incredible moment right there where it looked like Formal had locked down a 1-1 match, and then Cycle finds the flank and then picks up the shock, earns a couple more slays. I am so impressed with, I believe, the second youngest player in the HCS in Cycle. Woodham, another one across the pond, who catches my eyes as an incredible up-and-coming player in the HCS. And here we go, Eli. Game number 2. Was game number 1 a reflection of Optic coming in cold, or was Rebellion for real? Can they do it again and go up 2-0?
I think it's a little faded to say Cycle's up and coming. I mean, he's here. He has arrived. I mean, he's already won one of these online tournaments. Granted, it's, you know, it's online, but they also got 4th at the first land. I mean, they were no slouches there either. But it just seems like they've leveled up since Arlington even further. And maybe we'll make some waves in London, but Aqua Slayer can go either way. I really do feel like the team that just gets more overshields, frequently the team that wins. So you got to have a good P-side setup. You've got to protect each other in those 10 seconds before the OS spawns, keep each other alive. And look at this, Rebellion, this is their strategy. They say, okay, Optic is likely to push into the base. We know that this is one of the common avenues that they're going to take to approach us. Let's just kill them on their way in and then push out. But maybe got a little impatient, didn't stick to the strategy, decided to push forward, and ultimately were punished for that.
Yeah, it looked like Rebellion were drawing Optic in, but instead chased a little bit. Don't chase cut, as Ninja once famously said. 10-7, 10-8 now, as Optic Gaming have seen their first lead of the series, still early after a electric game 1 from Rebellion. Optic, though, in game 2 have a 3-kill lead.
30 seconds to the next OS. Team that wins this fight gonna be usually the team that can get it. Still a lot of action to be played in the next 30 seconds, though. That is a long time in Halo, so a couple sequences here to play for. Formal gonna find his way bottom middle, wins a nice fight with Thruster, with the use of the Thruster. Now it's just 10 seconds for OS, and everyone wants to stay alive.
Trippy. Could be a great time for a big game. Trippy, it's a big start for him. 4-1-1 and a 1v1 down low bottom mid against Cycle. Actually get some help there from Soul Snipe to clean up on 1, make it 2 for the double, and now he's got the heat wave to work with. A full litany of that electricity in his back pocket, and he's already putting it to good use. Take down Lucid, and I saw that glancing overshield on the side for Mental. Going to be enough to take down one. All of the sandbox previously in control of Rebellion, and that's going to bring him right back in it, down 2.
Lucid actually made a huge play there, finding a double kill while Mental gets the OS across the map. That's going to make it a lot easier for the rest of his team to just single out the OS player. Guarantee he doesn't get much value. We see the late jump tech coming out from Mental as well. That's a common movement tactic. A lot of pros are starting to add to their game. Make it fake as if they're going to fall off a ledge, but then jump during the extra window of time you have to still jump while falling. Definitely annoying to play against. Can make it difficult to land that headshot, and I think that's why we see a lot more players utilizing it.
Yeah, especially so if you're able to break that aim assist. Looking up, known to be slow in Halo, so break that aim assist, you make the player glance up a little bit. They're usually heading back to the respawn screen. 24-22 now as we approach the halfway mark in this match. Cycle staying alive. Soul Snipe goes down though, and Optic Gaming off of that opening break slay could roll on numbers, but Mental cleans up on Trippy. Cycle still has the heat wave pushing up on Lucid, and if Lucid had chased, he would have gotten stuck. Instead, he plays it perfectly, stays alive, and gives Optic the lead, 27-25.
Optic playing this so well. They did not even get the last OS, but still maintain their lead. Rebellion have kept it close, though. And look at this. They are firmly shutting down this P-side tower. If they can maintain control of this side of the map, they should have a much easier time getting that OS in the next 15 seconds. They've got to hold on to it for a while, though. And I like this from Trippy. Extend to the opposite side. You can't just all be at the P side. You need some complementary angles and sight lines. You'd like to have players in the base. As we see Dead Zone with a massive triple at the perfect time. Lucid's going to get that OS, unless Soul Snipe can take him down, but massive. That triple kill is worth more than a triple kill because it gets the OS and leads to this situation where Optic are now rolling, and I don't think Rebellion can come back from this one.
Trippy gets the trade, Dead Zone gets the triple kill, and Optic Gaming have a 10, now 11 kill lead, and I'm having deja vu, Eli, just like what we saw in the elimination finals against Sentinels. Rebellion had the OBJ efficiency, steamrolled almost in both of those game 1s, and then in game 2, they got dominated, 10+ kill leads for Sentinels, and now Optic Gaming looking at a potential 1-1 tie. And again, this is big for Optic Gaming. They're back on the board most likely. They look warmed up again, a little cold coming off their hands, not playing in that previous round, as Lucid earns the slay 44-30. This is all but over unless Rebellion can put together a historical comeback.
Yeah, I don't think it's even possible, to be honest. Optic just too smart. I feel like they're one of the best teams when it comes to being in the lead in situations like this. They know how to maintain the lead. Formal said, yeah, you guys want to camp around corners? I can do that too. So he's just going to chill here and wait to just guarantee they get closer to that finish line.
He called for a big game from Big Game Trippy, and he's delivered for Optic Nation. 16-4-9, a +7 disparity, and that's almost half of what the disparity looks like. Almost 16 slays could be the end result here between these two teams, and it might just be Lucid with the bodyguard medal looking strong and holding the line for Optic Gaming, getting them back in this series. Rebellion was trying to steamroll for that bracket reset, go up 2-0, but now Optic Gaming tied at 1, going into one of their best game types, Forbidden CTF.
I feel like with this series layout, Shopify really needed to win that one. Optic are looking very good right now. I feel like they're in flow state. They know how to win. Yes, Shopify had a great game 1, but the rest of the series layout, I mean, like I said, Optic are that team when it comes to Forbidden CTF. It's one of their winningest game types altogether as a team throughout scrims and tournament gameplay. I think they have maybe a more advanced understanding of the spawn system than some of the other teams. I see them frequently blocking the pistol spawn. You know how sometimes you can spawn basically on the other team side of the map? I'll see them purposefully block those spawns before they run the flag to just guarantee that there's not a single player to stop them. I've seen them do a lot of heads up things on this map, and I've also seen Formal hit some of the most insane snipes that we've ever seen on this map. So we'll have to see. Shopify have a tall task ahead of them here.
Yeah, the next two maps line up for Optic Gaming's prowess with the sniper rifle in their hand. Eli, what happened to Shopify Rebellion? It'd be one thing to lose this, maybe 50-42 even, but 50-34, multiple 50-30 games for Rebellion, that question's going to have to wait for a later day. But where has that HCS Arlington Slayer gone for Rebellion for now.
Oh.
The overshield is gone out of the hands of Optic Gaming and into the hands of Rebellion. That's Cycle with it. What a great sticky grenade. 2 of them to mitigate that overshield. Cycle stole it, but Dead Zone steals his soul instead. But Rebellion have a flag out. What a mixy opening start. Only 30 seconds in, and we're already seeing a flagpole.
People had questions about Dead Zone, but I think they're being answered. Man went 13 and 8 last game, had plenty of assists. Not only that, but he starts out double sticking OS. That's such a massive shutdown at the beginning of this map. If a team can get away with OS and multiple snipers, it's the fast track for a fast flag cap. So Dead Zone with the play of the game so far. And oh, if he had a second sticky grenade there, we might have just seen a double insta-splode right there.
Impressive moment there previously from Lucid to make sure that he angled himself to where I believe the snipe went off the map. It did. He had 4 shots left, so a full magazine left to work with. That could have given Rebellion 2 snipes, I think, actually. So heads up play there from Lucid. It's not always the slay. It's not always the montage moment. Sometimes it's just, well, not even staying alive there, but making sure you throw off some of that extra sandbox utility as Lucid looks to push on through the top side of mid. Now setting his sights to the right, has a sniper below him, and you know Lucid wants it back.
Doesn't want it so bad that he's going to give up his positioning, though. Love this. He's just too smart. He knows if he drops there, he's often going to die. Problem is, he takes a route that he doesn't expect Rebellion to have multiple opponents ready for him. But I do like that decision. He did not want to chase that kill. He's seen the way that Rebellion have been playing, kind of trappy against them, and doesn't want to give him opportunity to get trapped.
Dead Zone is heating up. Dead Zone is 7-1-2, a +5 disparity, and Dead Zone was brought in, Eli, to play that comp role for APG as the OBJ mastermind. Dead Zone doing much more than that, looking a little bit like Legend, doing both the objective and the slaying for this Optic Gaming roster. And guys like Lucid probably love to see that as we hop on board here with the man himself, pinging the backside of the flag. You got 2 players in front of him, 1 behind him, and now the fight is on. The flank is on, but Lucid picks up on it in a 1v1 with Cycle, but Cycle wins it instead. Some shaky shots there. Nonetheless, though, both go back to the respawn screen, but it's Optic with the edge. Dead Zone a little ahead of the process there, it looked like, potentially. Flew in for the flag, and can't imagine what this would look like had Dead Zone stayed alive, and Trippy has the flag out. Orlo on the snipe bridge has the shots, and just a descope would potentially be enough here, but he lands the 5 perfect shots instead. Grenade doesn't do as much damage as I thought it might have. Gonna have a little bit of meat left on the bone on Cycle to take him down. Formal playing his process, prioritizing opponents perfectly, getting those descope shots onto Suppress, giving him something else to think about other than stopping this flag, and it looks like Optic take a 1-0 lead.
That was so impressive from Formal. Hits the perfect while jiggle peeking at that distance with the Bandit. Not easy to do. Try it, guys. Put a bot that's standing still somewhere and try to jiggle peek for a perfect, and I guarantee you it's hard for at least half of you guys in chat right now. But regardless, Trippy, he's gonna have this sniper here, trying to play defense now. After they capped that, they did burn a lot of resources, was able to give Rebellion a lot of space to work with, and Trippy, smart, he's gonna sit back and not give the sniper away.
8:25 left on the clock, and Optic have that 1-0 lead. Important, especially when you consider how hot of a start Rebellion have gotten off to in the previous finals of Elimination and Grand in those objective game modes. They've previously taken a lead, I believe, in every single one of the OBJs. So now Optic has their chance in a 1-0 lead, and this changes the complexion of how you play this. You don't feel like you have to stress and press for things like the OS. You can sort of bait the opposition in. Trippy playing at his paces, gets 1 slay, then the assist, picks up 3 more shots in that S7. He's going to need to use all 3 if he wants to take down that overshield, but it's a good job to make sure that Suppress doesn't really have much left to work with. That S7 has been depleted, and so too has the OS.
Definitely well played from Trippy. Left Suppressed with very little resources and options for survival. And now Rebellion try to push out this snipe side. I think it's very important on this map to maintain control of your snipe side of the map. If the other team just has free access to it, they're going to make your life hell. And I think Rebellion understanding that, trying to play defense to it. They're often spawning on the other side by the flag and just rotating all the way through the back of the base. I wish Tools in his plat lobbies could figure that out, but he's probably just holding forward and dying instantly top mid like most of my matchmaking teammates.
Oh, we love you, fools. I mean Tools, as we hop on board here with Dead Zone. Bot Cycle trying to get away through the rat tunnel, but he exterminates him instead with the mousetrap. Dead Zone now heads back to the respawn screen himself. Soul Snipe, though, had enough damage on his suit to go down to 1 HP. Might keep him out of the gunfight and leave Suppressed to earn it outright himself. He does. Here's Formal on the snipe bridge, whether it's on the offensive on Rebellion side or on his own. He's hitting his shots, but he goes down shortly after, and it's 99 roulette. Every POV he switches to goes down shortly after. Soul Snipe might just be the same, but he's earned the double kill. The first string of continuous slays go in favor of Rebellion, and that should earn him a pull.
No, but Optic, they rotate through the back of the base like I advised. They're going to throw some grenades from the back. It's going to give them enough space to also push through their side of top center. Soul Snipe's still here, but all of Optic are just surrounding him. We're starting to see why Optic are so good at this game type. It seems like in situations that most teams might turtle up, they're finding a way out of their base to get these ever so important angles. Not only that, but they're now going to be awarded with this overshield, and they might get at least their snipe, maybe even 2 snipes here.
Optic played so well off their back foot there. It really felt like Rebellion had their best string of gameplay. String of slays, they did. We saw the double from Soul Snipe. Now it's Lucid looking to double up on the lead with that OS. A little bit left in it. He's actually not going to take a run out into the open. He's going to take it around the backside, which is going to preserve just a little bit of that overshield. Curious to see if he continues on with it or hands it off to a teammate. No. He continues on. Formal continues doing what Formal does best. It's the headshot with the snipe. He's got to play right behind him. He's got to turn around 180, and he does that, but it might be too late. It is. Optic Gaming have gone up 2-0 in this match, and with 5 minutes left, Rebellion got to pick things up.
They are so proficient at falling off the map. I mean, playing this map, as Dead Zone's going to burn the sniper into the wall in frustration as he falls off the map. I mean, don't laugh at him too hard, chat. You know you guys have all fallen off this map before. I mean, I do it at least once a game. Very easy to just miss your footing. But hey, maybe he did it to burn the sniper. Who knows?
But I thought maybe he saw 3 or 4 shots left in the snipe, so who knows? Dead Zone might have been trying to mitigate that, and oh my God, it's not going to be even a conversation point at this point. 3 shots left in that snipe that fell off the map. 3-0 win for Optic Gaming on Forbidden CTF, and now Shopify Rebellion have their back against the wall. And this is a point we make all the time, Eli, with the big 3, Optic, FaZe, and SSG. They are so difficult to beat in closeout games. This is a closeout game on the offensive side for Optic, needing 1 more to win this tournament entirely. Optic Gaming, this would be their first tournament win between HCS Arlington and HCS London. This is the best we've seen them yet look online, as Optic need 1 more game, but it's going to be an oddball, so they're going to have to go the distance nonetheless.
This has historically been another one of Optic's great game types, but I do think Shopify are quite good at this one as well. Live fire ball. But you make a good point. I mean, there's something to be said about closing tournaments. Sometimes you've got to lose a lot of tournaments before you learn how to close them. Optic have closed so many tournaments. They just continually win them. Now, granted, Shopify did win one of the last 2 tournaments, and they kind of learned both how to lose one and how to win one in grand finals. So they've got the ice, but I think Optic just have a little bit more experience, and if Rebellion are going to win this one, they're going to have to pull out everything they got.
Space Station Gaming have reset the bracket against Shopify Rebellion in back-to-back weeks. Now it's on Shopify Rebellion to do one better against Optic Gaming. Can they reset the bracket? Starts with a Game 4 win here on Livefire.
Until wisely uses the bandit before grabbing the sniper. Doesn't want to be stuck in that pickup animation. Wants to have immediate DPS with the bandit. It's going to be rewarded with the snipe, but only 1 member of Optic dead means he's got to play pretty defensive with it. Finds a nice headshot on 1 opponent. Almost lines up the second, but I think Optic should get that first camo.
That almost lined up for a collateral, too. You had Trippy right behind him. I don't know if the 50 cal has enough penetration to find the face of Trippy from that deep. My God, what a shot from Mental. And this is the Mental we need to see. We saw Mental so often in Season 2 on Empyrean specifically with that snipe pop off, but now it's going to fall back into the hands of Formal. Who do you know? Another great sniper in the HCS. You could argue one of the best, if not the best. Stellar probably another guy that comes to mind, but for now, it's Formal with the snipe. Ideally set up at the snipe tower. Anybody who pushes through to the A bags might just get it to the face. 1 does. That's suppressed. As Soul Snipe, he's going to think twice about peeking through after Formal takes his teammate's head. Oh, he still finds the angle. Body shot, no less. On to Cycle and Formal. One of the reasons why. One of the best snipers to do it in any game.
I mean, you're just talking about, he could be one of the best just players to shoot a gun in any game, right? It doesn't even matter what the gun is, bro. Like, his aim is insane. He's gonna hit those shots more often than not, especially when it's for a tournament. Like, I think that, you know, when everything's on the line, that's when he's gonna hit even more shots.
Absolutely. Closeout game potential here for Optic Gaming, and this is when they lean forward and put the other team to bed. That's Rebellion. They need to come up off the ground, off of a 2-1 deficit, 28-13 deficit here to start off round one. As two go down for Optic Gaming. Formal gonna take his paces. Lucid, oh, a couple missed shots with that sidekick. Has no sidekick help there. The two previous players have gone down. And Formal, he's going to go down as well. Perfect shot straight out with Cycle, but this is going to give Rebellion a likely lead in this round one.
Rebellion need this. Mental just constantly getting hit by grenades. Doesn't even have a chance to get his shields back just yet. Finally does have them back. Tries to watch Suppress back, but wisely decides that he's just going to rack up a little bit more oddball time. Has a teammate with him that shuts that down. That's Cycle. Cycle gets a big kill on Lucid, and now Rebellion actually have a chance to get some significant oddball time. It's going to take a good push from Optic here to break this.
Great job by Mental here, setting up on the high side of green. He's going to avoid those fragmentation grenades, but not the spiker variety. Wow. He gets stuck. Formal lands the sticky. Oh, and if he had landed those shots on a Stole Snipe for the double, that would have been incredible. And unbelievably enough, the oddball doesn't get reset. I thought for sure it would have. And with 3 going down for Optic, that's going to actually give Rebellion a chance to double up on this lead. They have Suppressed with a no-scope. Trippy goes down, and Rebellion rotate this oddball to Nest, still giving themselves an opportunity to reset and play the ball. Formal gets reset via the no-scope. Suppressed lands 2. Earns a full kit to work with as well. 4 shots. He's no-scoping everybody. Trippy gets it as well. But Trippy, after only taking a no-scope to the body, where's the headshot? Suppressed was hitting so many. I mean, my God, you start to get used to it and expect it. But now, Trippy and Optic Gaming have the snipe, but Rebellion have out of nowhere a big lead.
Off the backs of some insane gameplay from Suppressed. This man's already got 13 kills. Feel like the game barely started. How does he find 13 kills? But he is absolutely on fire right now. Optic do finally have a hold though, so this is a different position that Rebellion has not faced yet this game. How are they going to play out of this position? I like what Optic's doing. They're taking space both at the C tower and the sandbags, forcing the spawn onto the B side of the map. They're going to then collapse on it, and Rebellion, their only escape route is through bottom middle, but they get 3 dead. Dead Zone, last player alive for Optic, and Suppress going to just try to get this oddball away, but Dead Zone with the sidekick going to turn 1.5 before being taken down.
Optic earned the early lead, and then Rebellion doubled up on it. Now, after a few points from Optic Gaming, 30 seconds to separate these two teams, and there's still plenty of time left in regulation. Lucid goes down, but not going to be much time left in this round if Dead Zone can't find a way to break through. And as the last Spartan standing, he's getting forced a little bit into this gunfight, and that's not the numbers advantage you want. Fighting a 1v3, I don't care how good you are, that's going to be near impossible to win. As 3 members go down, 4 for Optic Gaming. Rebellion come back to take round 1.
I said they're going to have to bring everything they've got to win this one, and guess what? They are playing with fire right now. Optic cannot get complacent. Just because you're up in the series does not mean it's over. It's not going to be a cakewalk. Rebellion making every single play have to be earned. This opening break going to be very interesting. I like that Cycle, only player on this left side. He's mostly just gathering information for the rest of Rebellion. Wow, you repulse up and you just get met with 2 fists from 2 different players. That's gotta hurt.
That's like a Hollywood movie, right? Like, never go to the vents. Even like the blind fire is enough to usually take you down and take you out. That's a little bit of what we saw there as Optic stuff the vents, send Rebellion back to the respawn screen, but Rebellion are able to get a little bit of time, only 4 seconds. But after going 3-4 down, Optic should be able to regain control of this map and this oddball. You assume the lead, but first they're playing for the sandbox. Formal wants the camo combined with the snipe. Seen how good he is when he's visible on the map. But the flank comes through. Suppress finds the flank. Suppress finds 2. Stays alive all while doing so. Unbelievable play from Suppress. How many times have we said that?
I think he might have got a split spawn. Maybe Optic not blocking that back A spawn, or for a brief moment in time opened it up so that Suppress could spawn there. Suppress then gets the most out of it. So yes, you could argue maybe some luck involved, but how many players get the maximum value out of a lucky situation? That is the mark of a true champion. When you get a break, you've got to make the most out of it.
They always say you create your own luck, so maybe a little bit of that there with Suppressed. Whether or not it was a lucky spawn, like you said, Eli, he still made the most out of it, striking at the opportune time. 3 go down for Rebellion. That's going to allow Trippy and this Optic Gaming squad to rotate the Oddball to the backside of Snipe Tower, but with all 4 spawning up for Rebellion, one at least at the back of Optic through the mud. That's going to make them have to play for Slays instead of Oddball time. Rebellion have made it so tricky for Optic to get on the board, and that's a big reason why. Suppressed takes another face. 3 go down for Optic Gaming, and Rebellion show this is when you want to grab the Oddball after everybody gets sniped in the face.
That one kind of felt disrespectful, man. You hit him 3 shots with the Bandit. You could keep shooting with the Bandit, but he then pulls out the sniper and headshots him. A body shot would have sufficed, by the way, but he just gets the headshot anyways. I mean, that was disgusting from Suppressed. This man is heating up.
What do they always say about a vampire? You got to make sure they're dead in the dirt, drive a stake through their heart. That's what Suppressed just did. It looked like to Optic. As Rebellion have a 34-6 edge in this grand final. Game 4, but it's dead zone off the reset, earning the Oddball rotation back to the Snipe Tower. So good job by Optic Gaming. Despite getting wiped, disrespectfully so from Suppressed, they've got the Oddball back at the Snipe.
Suppressed with some fancy movement there. Thought he could maybe turn that fight. Lucid gonna hold strong though there. It does deal enough damage before dying that Soul Snipe has an avenue to push in, but right now the defense and setup from Optic definitely pretty strong. It looks like maybe Camo is lurking by the dummies. Yes, Mental has it. Trippy was previously aware of the location. I'm sure Optic is just waiting for him to show up. This is very wise from Mental. Knows that Optic is waiting, so he's actually going to wait for his teammates to maybe distract. Even though he has Camo, knows how likely it would be for him to be spotted there.
He does. Trippy spots him. Uses that repulsor to swat him away, then take him down. And Optic Gaming, a very gritty regaining of the lead. They've regained in this match, and the score reflects it. 43 and rolling to 34 now. Rebellion on match point to send us to a game 5, but Optic, Formal specifically with the snipe, could change things. Lands a shot, gets the assist, and goes down where it looks like where Optic can regain control of that sniper. Trippy gets flanked, it looks like potentially, but Lucid has the flank on the flank. Another flank comes through on the dummies, and my God, Eli, you're right. Some of this has to be via spawns. There's no way everybody's flanking, right? I don't know. Nonetheless, it's been an incredible game. Optic double up on the lead.
Spawns are very predictable in this game. If you play it enough, you can definitely predict a vast majority of the spawns. All these pros are so good. They do have kind of a mental timer in their head. When a kill pops up in the kill feed, that timer starts counting down, and they're aware of when it is over. They're always keeping tabs of where everybody is on the map to predict the next spawn. But you're right. I do feel like these guys are playing so fast that the spawns are getting mixed up maybe a bit more than usual because there's just so much movement on the map.
Yeah, you're right. It feels like more often than not when we watch Rebellion and Space Station, we see these types of freaky spawns. And I think that, like, you're right. It's a reflection of how fast those two teams play. Optic Gaming goes down again. The Mental's headshot. And this could be Rebellion's chance to get back in this match and potentially send us to a game 4. For now, though, they got to fight Trippy through the mid. Take him down. Lucid trying to flank through the garage door, but with low shields, he's going to go down quickly. Mental goes down quickly. It's another version of Peter. Observer Roulette has multiple players go down once we switch to him. Dead zone for now, staying alive. I like this play, not rushing out with low shields. Gets his shields back and gets back in the fight at the right time, right place, taking down what was previously an on fire suppressed. Dead zone now goes down, but by going down, opens up the opportunity for Lucid to gain the camo, but it's not even a power up anymore. It's like he was more visible than not with camo in his suit. 3 go down for Rebellion though, and Formal's got the oddball on the backside of A.
I mean, the camo, it's just like a t-shirt you put on to like try to impress your friends for a second, but they're like, bro, we can see it. Like, I'm over it.
Like an Ed Hardy straight ribbon tee.
Yeah, like I'm already over it, bro. Like, you're trying to do something cool, like just get out of here. And it feels like it's so easy to see now, but regardless of that, regardless of Trippy getting shut down, looks like they do earn the round and they tie it up. And this next round is going to be ever so important.
Double kill.
Match point for Rebellion, but it's series point for Optic Gaming, who's going to ice up here in a round 3 that hasn't really featured many slays, relatively speaking. You'd expect maybe more with how deep this one's going to go into a round 3, but both teams really playing the OBJ efficiency. Both teams really playing for those timely resets and rotations. Right now you see Formal looking to earn that through the tunnel side as Lucid lands the grenade, has that QT to work with, and I'm excited to see what he does with it here as he barrel through for the oddball? For QT back when his shields get low? He does just that.
So smart to not hang out more than you're welcome. Soul Snipe has been on fire with the gun who he has his namesake from. See if he can continue to pop off with it. So far has not missed a shot. Granted, I mean, they've been mostly bodies, but the DPS on this man out of control right now. It's another body shot on Trippy. That's going to get cleaned up immediately. And every single one of these snipes is just going to add more oddball time to the counter. Can this man miss?
Is this the most impressive sequence of sniping without actually sniping the head? I mean, this is unbelievable. Soul Snipe with 17 assists, the most in the lobby by far. A big reason why was that recent stretch of gameplay where he looked like he was fighting against a raid boss, just doing optimal DPS to help out his teammates earn the ultimate slay on what feels like a raid boss in Optic Gaming. 28-0 now, as we'll have a reset. Okay, so I'm glad I said that out loud. 28-0 was the lead. So Eli, I'm going to leave the math up to you, but Rebellion have 28 seconds, Optic have 0. That's where we'll stand once we get back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, they need 72 points, but if they, utilize the new tools that have been given to them in the game, they can make it say that it's 1-1 in rounds and 28-0 in round 3, and then everybody will spawn on the right side. We haven't really seen that functionality getting used yet, but shout outs to HCS for adding that. Always helpful when these resets happen. But wow, I mean, both these teams playing unbelievable right now, and I cannot predict which way this one's going to go.
Yeah, previously before that round 3, it was 149 to 153. So, my God, how close these teams are in slays, in oddball, in captures, whether it's the hill, the stronghold, or the flag. This has been unbelievable Halo we are witnessing in your HCS Road to London number 3 at the major qualifiers this weekend, Eli. So this has been great preparation, right? I mean, I gotta imagine for the pros. I saw Lethal kind of trolling a little bit, like, go back to the office for my marathon stretch of Halo every single day and the online bonanza or whatever he said. But I mean, to be serious though, this is great stamina preparation for these guys. They're playing a lot of Halo in back-to-back days, and that's what you see on LAN. So I gotta imagine the way these online tournaments have worked out in the off season or in season between Arlington and London, these players are going to be more ready than ever before.
Man, there's so many good snipes this game. Start off with a nice little headshot from Mental. Suppressed though. This was the sequence I think that we remember. Gets the no scope here to start it off and just continues to move forward. Now just holding off this space. Finds Formal, rips his head off. Finds another target. That's Lucid. Grabs the repulse up, and he almost gets this no scope on Trippy, but Trippy definitely shuts him down. Here we see Cycle with that huge perfect for the double kill squad wipe. Shopify to secure that round 1. Suppressed once again. Gets a double kill in the next round. I mean, ultimately, how many kills did he finish with in this game?
Suppressed?
Yeah.
Get 30.
30. Wow. And just
30 when we last left.
Yeah, just over 2 rounds. That's impressive.
Yeah, 30 kills on the board. I looked because I was, like I mentioned in that previous round, it feels like everybody's playing more for the OBJ than Slays. Don't see much in total, but Suppressed says, nah, I'm playing for Slays. I'm playing for both, really. He had 32 seconds. Look at the grouping at this point in time, Eli. 36, 32, 32, 32. I mean, is everybody playing their 25% or what for Rebellion so far in this match? They have the lead. Going into a round 3, we have official words from the admins. Rebellion needs 72 seconds. Optic need 100.
Exactly what we said. We'll have to see if they utilize the handicap function. Maybe they're not comfortable with it yet. Maybe they haven't tried it enough to be super confident in it. We'll have to see, but there it is in chat. We need 72. Lucid agrees.
That's no fun. Not as much trolling and trash talk as when we watch Sentinels and Lethal. Come on, guys. Let's get a little gamer trash talk
Lethal
going.
Can Lethal just join this lobby and just start stirring up some whatever, man? Like, just stir it up, man.
The jester of the HCS comes in to just troll everybody and add some comedic relief to what's been an extremely intense, highly tense series here between Optic Gaming. We said the deeper of two foundations as it relates to the two green walls we have in this lobby. Rebellion's got that shiny, fresh coat of paint, though, and my God, have they come on strong here in recent weeks. They look great on LAN, and I think that's key, Eli. The top 4 placement for Rebellion is huge, because I think otherwise they might even doubt themselves if they had, say, placed top 8, maybe even 6th, and then they're dominating online like we see. But to go from top 4 on LAN to dominating online like we see, the only team in the HCS to consistently make it to a grand finals. Let me say that again. The only team in the HCS to consistently make it to the grand finals between Arlington and London has been Rebellion. And because of that strength, because of that performance we saw on LAN, this is legit. This is for real. Rebellion could very well win a tournament on LAN, and they've already done it online. So Optic Gaming have their hands full, despite a grand finals that features only one of the big 3.
I don't know if we can call them. I mean, we'll have to see after the next LAN, because the big 3 still looked like the big 3 at Arlington. I'll tell you that much. It didn't seem like anybody else was
stuck, right?
Well, yeah, they were definitely still the big 3 on LAN. But you know, maybe something has shifted since Arlington. We're going to be in London, across the ocean. Who knows what happens over there? We've got some very talented European teams in the mix as well. It's going to be exciting no matter what.
I don't know. Maybe it's in the stars. That solar eclipse occurring, changing the fate of many in the HCS. Is mental. Changes the respawn direction for Formal. He's going to head back to it as Rebellion. This was a key win condition for them at the start for the reset. Was mental with the snipe.
See what he can do with it. Tries to predict Dead Zone's route. Thought he might re-peek on that small window, but Dead Zone does not. Cycle has the camo though, and just trying to be a nuisance on the other side of the map. I like the way that Rebellion are playing this. They have control of that entire camo side lane. They're watching both sides. They get 3 dead.
Wow.
Dead Zone coming off spawn from the big door, and they know that they must be spawning on that side. They do actually rotate over here to the tower to protect the Oddball player. Mental with another headshot. Cycle with another kill on Dead Zone, and they're picking up right where they left off before the reset.
And Mental hasn't even allowed Formal to play the video game. Every time off spawn, he's gotten sniped in the face from Mental. Mental is going to lose possession of that snipe, but only from the ammo he's used to take down Optic Gaming. No shots left in the snipe. Still taking Formal down with the DMR.
Wow.
Taking down 2, and we could be sprinting to a Game 5 finish. Rebellion only need 30 more seconds. No, 22 more seconds. This is spinning out of control.
This has been the most dominant opening of an Oddball that we've seen all day. This is unbelievable to do it against Optic in this moment. It just seems like, I mean, Mental is 7-0, by the way, and he's the guy holding the Oddball right now.
This is unreal. Capture curse. There, yeah, way to go, Eli. All the Rebellion fans can send their spam hate chat to Eli, because that's his fault. Formal now 100%. With the Oddball. Yeah, 100%. Formal now with the Oddball, and Optic Gaming stop Rebellion just 6 seconds short. If you guys are just tuning in or need to reset the stage,
that's GG.
Rebellion needs 72 seconds, and before you even get to lay the land, it's over. We're heading to a Game 5, and Eli, that is so impressive to consider when Rebellion did that before the reset. Again, it's not a fluke. They did even better after the reset. So Optic Gaming might have to go back to the drawing board on those opening strat breaks for Livefire Oddball. Because of it, we're heading to a Game 5. Streets on Slayer. Rebellion coming from the lower bracket, looking to reset things. And they do what SSG had done to them in the 2 previous weeks.
Look at this stat page, man. Suppressed 5, 3, and 5. Cycle 2 kills, 2 deaths, and 8 assists. Soul Snipe and Mental don't have any assists, but only died 2 and 3 times as well. I mean, I know it's a abbreviated round, like we didn't play a full round, but they just never lost control the entire time. For 72 seconds of held Oddball time, that's not easy to do.
Unbelievable. And it's not only heading to a Game 5 Slayer, which it's hard to say benefits Rebellion, because you probably want to give the edge to, again, one of those big 3 teams in Optic, but hey, they were the best Slayer team on LAN, and Rebellion play faster than Optic do, and Streets plays into their hands. Can they take fate into their hands? Can they take their own destiny into their hands and force a reset bracket? They're going to need to win this Game 5. Match point for Optic Gaming in this tournament. The potential to reset for Rebellion.
There's something very interesting to note here. So when Cloud9 upset Optic, it was in a Game 5 on this map. So Optic looking a little shaky then, But I think that might actually play to Optic's favor because you know for sure Lunchbox yelled at them in the theater room afterwards to say, what the hell are you guys doing on Street Slayer? Let's make sure we know how to play this perfectly next time. So maybe they went back to the drawing board and they're going to play this even better than they had in the past. But I tell you what, this map and mode, it's very steamrolly. If one team or the other can get some an early lead with the items, it's going to be very difficult for either team to catch up on the other side.
That's that live and learn. And if you don't learn, you end up dying. 5-7 off the start. Optic Gaming down 2. Mental. Looks like he burned that camo. I don't see it on the ground, and I don't see it on the POV of Lucid either. So camo going to be a moot point off the start, but it's Rebellion taking the early edge. 8-7.
They play this so meticulously. I did go back and watch Lucid's POV from that Cloud9 Game 5, and even though they lost, they really were playing their process intelligently, making a lot of good plays. Seems like they play this game type a lot more methodically than the others, and you know a team like Rebellion is mostly just going to hold forward and try to keep Optic out of their comfort zone, but so far, it's actually a 1-kill lead for Optic for the moment.
Chess match being played here between Optic and Rebellion. Optic now with that 1-kill lead, 11-10, and they've cranked down the pace of play. And with that lead, however narrowly, only one, they have control of the pace of play, especially so with Rebellion spawning at the back of C. You have Mental split out by himself.
What?
Oh my God, the flank comes through, suppressed! Finds 2 via the flank. And how many times again have we said that? Suppressed, finding himself in the right time, right place, more often than not. He's already 7-4. He's got more than half the kills for either of these two teams.
Suppressed wants to win this tournament as well. Probably upset about the way they lost the last one in that Game 5 against SSG. Doesn't want it to happen again. He's been absolutely stepping up all day. He's also got the Stalker rifle, and I tell you what, this is probably this man's favorite gun. He is insane with this weapon. He's going to somehow walk past this player. Cycle's going to cover him, though. And he's got Stalker Shoddy. He's got the kit. He's also invisible. What is he going to do now?
Watching Suppressed, you'd think Rebellion were up by 10. Only a 2-kill lead, though. So for Optic Gaming, I guess that you can tip your hat on that despite Suppressed popping off. Dead Zone on the other side has been matching that. Impressive plays there from Zane. New look gamer tag, new look slaying prowess, but he goes down Suppressed with the ultimate sandbox combination momentarily. Camo, shotgun, and Stalker. Now he's just got both of those weapons to work with, but Lucid's going to take it back. And this is not someone you want to see with that kit in his hands. He actually walks over the shotgun. So that's going to give it to Mental. Lucid knows that the shotgun was fumbled there, if you will, and given to Mental, so he's not going to push into tires because of that. Does not want to engage in close range. He's actually working himself away from Mental in that shotgun, looking to set up long range. And I love that. Play the cards you're dealt. Play to the weapon that you have in your hand. And look at this. Lucid's fully dropped off to play the lanes, to play the length. But he's not able to find any slays. 2 go down instead for Optic Gaming. A 3-kill lead for Rebellion.
I feel like Optic just kind of fragmented themselves there. As Formal was Cafe, Dead Zone was in tires. Lucid retreats all the way back to C, and Rebellion are going to shut down Formal and Dead Zone pretty handily, and now they've got a 5-kill lead. It just felt like it feels like the way Rebellion are playing this, no player is ever alone. You're always somehow connected to your teammate, at least within their sightline. Even if you're across the map, you can still be in a position to be in your teammate's sightline in case you need to run away. Rebellion playing this so well right now.
Yeah, I liked the idea I saw Lucid working with to gain some space. Maybe work yourself to front C or Nairobi Club and have still that lane you want with the Stalker, but he worked himself all the way back to C. You could almost make the case that he worked himself out of the play a little bit. Now hopping back on board, the Season 1 MVP, nobody to shoot at because 3 are dead for Rebellion. Starting to see those squad spawns come in on the C side. Quickly do Rebellion push out of C. They're not going to allow a standstill to occur here. Immediately pushing off their back foot. That's one way to play it. That's the ideal way to play it, I'd say. And it helps Rebellion maintain a 6, now 7-kill lead. They're starting to run away with it.
This is a very hard lead to come back from, especially when Suppressed making plays like this. They're only 34 kills, and Suppressed has 16 of them. Only died 6 times as well. Already
man.
plus 10. This guy is absolutely unlocked right now. And look at the survivability as well. He's just making himself an absolute nuisance. You know Optic are yelling that he's back here. Finally gets taken down. And Optic look good to potentially force a spawn and get rolling here. They could potentially put Rebellion in the blender and bring this one back.
Cycle utilizing that same strategy previously with the back C spawns. He doesn't wait a second to push out to Red Room. But Trippy knows he's there. Trippy takes him down with the use of the shotgun. And through the driveway, it looks like they're going to be able to push through again, but Formal cleans up the backside. Free go down for Rebellion. You got to keep Formal alive right here. Formal keeps himself alive with the shot. Headshot for the double kill. Flip spawn's coming on. Watch for the PD. Formal pings it. He knows. And so does Optic Gaming. They're immediately on these spawns. Previously, Rebellion were able to find a little bit of breathing room off these spawns, but now Optic Gaming have the clips on them. 36 all.
Did you see that? The way Formal was pinging that, he says, I know they're spawning PD. I know their game plan. They like to rotate through back A. Let's cut them off. Trippy said, I got you, boss. Takes the front line. They shut him down. They continue to roll. Rebellion still do have a 1-kill lead, though, and they want this reset.
Lucid has the Stalker in with 32%. He's got about 2 perfect kills to potentially work with. Gets enough to take down his opponent to 1 HP. Trippy has the shotgun.
Wow.
Trippy has the double kill. And Optic Gaming in the end game have regained the lead by 3. Rebellion previously up by 2 possessions. Now it's a 2+ lead for Optic. And Formal has the camo. Looking to put the finishing touches on this tournament.
Look at this. He walks right through the front door. He says, you know what? They probably expect me to go up Trash or Ivy. I'm going to go right through the middle. This is so big brain. He's making an opening for the rest of Optic to push through. Lucid almost gets that kill, but they do ultimately stay in the lead. Only by 2, though. That could have been a cleaner push, I think, if they sent more players with Formal there.
From down 7 to up 2, Optic Gaming show why they're so difficult to beat in these closeout matches, but we're tied 42 all, now 43 all, as multiple members go down. It's a team wipe for Rebellion as they take down all 4 for Optic Gaming, tied 44 all, but Rebellion have the advantage in the sense that they can control Optic off these spawns, like we saw Optic previously do to Rebellion when they flipped on PD. Suppressed with a cheeky, sneaky angle on PD, gets some good shots down on the Dead Zone. Dead Zone drops down to the bottom of B-Rail at 1 HP. And it looks like Rebellion have an angle. Oh, it's Planners. No, so I got fooled by the theater mode. Now suppressed in a 1v1 with Dead Zone. This could be for the win, for the tournament. And Rebellion take it. 46-45.
3 dead for Optic. It's a 1-kill lead for Rebellion. Make it a 2-kill lead. And they've got the awareness of the next set of spawns, and it looks like they're ready to finish this one out. Lucid is caught alone. He's so weak, he has to retreat. So is Dead Zone. They're just going to hold him in place. This looks like it is over, Hunter.
Massive 1v1 win there from Suppressed onto Dead Zone. Optic still have life, but not much of it. 46-49. As they push in for the final kill, they get it. This bracket gets reset. And I hope you guys like bonus Halo, because we're getting more of it.
Oh my God. Is this 3 weeks in a row that grand finals get reset? We're getting so much Halo. Are you guys not entertained? This is insane. Suppressed, by the way, 20 kills that game. It got scary toward the middle and end of that one, but they do ice up and clutch up. Despite losing the lead about halfway through, they pull it back, close it out, force the bracket reset.
Suppressed, he's the one who's going to take your eye with those 20 slays. Unbelievable. Anything above 15 is nuts. Anything above 20, check him PC. But it's Cycle for me with the 9 assists. He's been opening up the lanes. He's been positioning himself, along with even Soul Snipe, I would argue, to help Mental and Suppressed pop off. And look at, I'm actually looking at the score sheet now. 14 slays for Mental, 20 for Suppressed, only 7 and 9 for Cycle and Soul Snipe, but you're not looking at the whole story. You're not looking at what they do to put their teammates in position to win in the end. Cycle and Soul Snipe pairing up for that support combination. Mental and Suppressed popping the F off with 34 of the 50 slays for Rebellion as we have ourselves a series reset. What do you know? Another reset. Ever since FaZe reset the bracket of the Halo World Championship, it was a rare occurrence then. It was a unicorn at that point. Now it's becoming the norm.
You're exactly right. I mean, looking across the board on that stat page as well, Rebellion actually had less assists than Optic, so they're winning more 1v1s. I mean, maybe that's due to some sandbox advantages. You know, if you have a shotgun, you should be winning that 1v1. If you got the Stalker rifle, you should also be winning that. But I mean, these guys are all coming to play. They're playing so well right now, and they've just got one more series to win another tournament.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, as we stop down for a series reset in the grand finals, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to LVT Halo. This is an entirely community-funded effort. You guys are the ones who keep Halo alive. 2 other members of the Halo community that keep Halo alive, Aliak and Tools, take it away as we catch a breath and take a quick break to reset. This is unbelievable.
That was incredible. Tools has so much to say. Like, he was just, I'll let you have the floor for this one because that game 5 was incredible.
Yeah, I really want to highlight Suppress in those last few minutes, right? Especially when he's over in the in that PD area at the end of that game, winning crucial fights. Essentially a 1-3 split from Shopify Rebellion. And what does Suppress do? He takes on the world, right? He tries to get into that engagement over on the PD side. You see, eventually he basically forces Dead Zone to challenge him. And while that's happening, right, you see all that action from Optic Gaming starts to swing towards PD. At that same time, we see the 3-man push come up that driveway. They essentially give themselves numbers. 1, because Suppress wins the 1v1 against Dead Zone. 2, because the help comes through that way, essentially turns a 3v2 into a 3v1. They're able to overwhelm with those numbers, and then eventually they just play the numbers game, right? They just have so much advantage with a kill lead of 3 going into a point where you just need 1 more kill. It's just too much for Optic Gaming to handle. The trades come through. I think a fantastic game and all around for Shopify Rebellion, but in particular Suppress really showing why he was so valuable in that game. 20 kills, definitely an MVP performance from him in that game 5.
No, it is insane to watch him and incredible to see his growth. What do you think Optic could have done to even get out of that those last slays? It looks like they were trying to find a way out and they weren't able to do it.
I think they didn't need to engage. I think they felt too much pressure to be the one that makes the first move and to get those numbers. And I can understand it, right? Because to them, they're trapped at B. They're feeling pressure from 3 lanes, right? Up the driveway, up B stairs, and then also at PD. And they don't necessarily understand where those numbers are entirely on that push as well. So they make a risk, right? They push out. If if Dead Zone wins the 1v1 over towards PD, then suddenly gives Formal an out to go with him. And I think Optic Gaming has a very different game. Instead, they try to play for that piv. The problem is on the other side, you have a red hot Suppress who has he had like 17, 18 kills at the time, right? He's been guaranteeing it for his team. He's gonna win the 1v1, right? That's just the nature of the game. Sometimes the player's hot and ready to win the 1v1. That was Suppress in game 5.
Shopify resetting the grand finals. We are getting set to start our grand finals number 2, our reset over HCS week number 3. I can't wait to show you guys what's gonna happen. Eli and Mikowski, take it away.
Yeah, this is like if Exhibit wrote the script. We heard you guys liked Halo, so we put more Halo in your Halo so you guys could enjoy more Halo. And on a serious note, Eli, I think the conversation we should take into this game 1 is that in the previous grand finals before the reset, Shopify Rebellion clearly took advantage of an Optic Gaming that looked very cold. Coming off that win in the winners final, it had been hours since we last saw them in the tournament. Shopify had just previously taken down Sentinels in emphatic fashion and had that edge in game 1, but that's all but over. Both of these 2 teams are warmed up. Both of these 2 teams are playing at the highest imaginable level. So I'm very curious as to see which direction game 1 goes. Shopify won it previously. Can Optic regain here and take a 1-0 lead early? Here we go. Your grand finals reset are live. Hopping on board here with Mental with the snipe.
Mental, so good with this weapon, but more importantly, so good at positioning himself with this weapon to try to guarantee his safety. He knows how to play around his teammates' locations and look to do that. Formal going to be the sniper on the other side.
Formal versus Mental, a heavyweight bout. 2 of the best with the S7 in their hands, but Mental doesn't have it anymore. 3 players go down for Rebellion, and now Formal checking these spawns, looking along the right side. The timing in his head tells him that they're not spawning on the right side. Squad spawns at the back of purple flag, if you will, for Rebellion. Formal lands a no-scope, and despite going down, that's going to open up the door for Optic Gaming. And this was what I was referencing. Optic Gaming were not previously able to do this because of the fact that they were so cold coming off that winter final win hours ago. Now they're warmed up. Now they're hot. Now they got a 1-0 lead.
Optic with the 50-second flag cap, and it really didn't take much. I mean, they literally took the first time they had 4, even 3 dead, and immediately capitalized on it. That is objective efficiency. You don't want to have to slay several times to get a flag cap. You got to take all of those opportunities. You don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get in the game period. So love that Optic Gaming immediately run that and they also still have this sniper. They've got plenty to work with the whole defense for now.
Is this not the best feeling in the world when you're playing Halo, Eli? You go down with the snipe, you think you lost it, but Formal, after hitting that no-scope, goes down and gets right back to it. He's got the snipe back in his hand, and a second chance at taking the life of Rebellion as he sets up defensively. I think a reflection of this 1-0 lead here for Optic Gaming. Formal going to play patiently, doesn't need to push on out haphazardly. Instead, he's going to take the full face of Mental with the headshot, make it 2 on Suppressed, gets the body. That's going to slow down the push, the flank. Another flank coming through. How often do Rebellion have the backs of Optic Gaming continuously, time after time, finding the angles to flank, but they go 3 down once again. So Optic starting to mitigate that positioning edge that Rebellion has been able to create through the flanks. Optic Gaming in full control of this one after a couple minutes.
Tell you what, man, Optic got to be one of the best teams in the world at adapting to their opposition. They know at this point what Rebellion wants to go for, and they're doing a great job to respond to it. Problem is, Rebellion still get away with it sometimes just because they're so individually talented. They're just able to make plays in spots that even if Optic predicts them, it doesn't matter if they can't hit as many shots in certain engagements or just have a better team shot situation. Rebellion doing a great job of that to maintain pressure on Optic, but they're going to have to do a better job to come back into this one.
Formal with another snipe in his hand. I think he landed a body shot onto Mental, clean him up with the DMR, and if Formal's able to hold on to the snipe as long as he stays alive on Argyle, I don't know if Rebellion have a path to win this one. Formal too damn good with, like you said, Eli, any weapon is in his hand, but especially so with the snipe and that instantaneous TTK. Lucid goes for the grapple grab. That would have been nifty, but he misses. Nonetheless, Optic retaining that 1-0 lead. And they've got another flag out. Lucid eventually able to utilize the grapple hook to get it a little bit further on the map. Now 75% of the way to a 2-0 lead.
Suppressed. Facing so much pressure there. I mean, you could tell he was kind of ready for that shot, but the pressure just a little bit too strong from Formal there. I think that might actually shut down this flag run for now, though. Not sure where it is on the map. No, Dead Zone has it. This one's going in.
My gosh, and do Optic Gaming look like a pissed off straight ripping of yesteryear, the likes of when sniped down, and especially Brian Legit Rizzo. He famously, whether he was sick, when he was sick, he played his best, but he was especially sick when he was pissed. This is looking like that for Optic Gaming. Another headshot there from Formal to the face of Soul Snipe. Soul Snipe, he hasn't really had a chance to snipe at all because Formal has controlled it the entire match.
Yeah, it's to still have 2 bullets in snipe at this point. I mean, he has been living for quite a while. 11-3 this game, by the way. Just trying to keep them pinned in their base. How could they possibly come back if they can't even get out of their base? There's another flag out as well. Does finally get shut down. Trippy, last player in the base of Rebellion. He gets taken down, but look at that. The stick into the quantum translocation to get out of dodge, just to make sure he doesn't get hit by that splash damage.
You can already imagine Formal to his teammates. Come on, guys. These guys are ass. They should have never reset the bracket. Chipotle bowls on me if we win. Let's get it. Quick walk across the street at Victory Plaza as Optic Gaming looking for the victory. Formal specifically looking for that 13-4. He's the reason why Optic have a 2-0 lead in this game 1. Reset.
Look at this. Formal said, oh yeah, I know this Mental guy wants his sniper, but I'm just not going to let him have it. Goes in for the trade. That's massive. Not even sure if that sniper stayed on the map. Looked like it could have potentially fallen off. That is a win condition denial for Rebellion. And Optic, oh, it looks like Cycle does pick up the snipe. So it did stay on the map, but it's only got 3 shots left right now.
Cycle trying to get Rebellion back in this one. It's Dead Zone now. He pushes up on previous Purple X of Cycle. Grabs that snipe. Oh my god, lined up would look like a good no-scope. And look how quickly Zane plays the process to throw that snipe off the map. Doesn't want to give Rebellion a single chance to come back in this one. One of the ways you can do that is by throwing that snipe off the map. Great job by Optic Gaming. The sniper control has been flawless in game number 1.
It's almost impossible to win this map against a talented team without the utilization of the sniper. I mean, it is such an important tool. I mean, you can, with one shot in an instant, you can take someone off the map without losing any shields in many cases, which is just a massive way to get control of the map. And if your team never has a chance to use the sniper, it is impossible to win on this map.
Trippy Gonna put the finishing touches on what could be a 7-minute match on Argyle. Argyle historically always goes the distance, all 12 minutes. So this would be especially impressive from Optic Gaming, but it's Soul Snipe with the re.
Rebellion keeping it interesting. With only 5 minutes on the clock, this is going to be hard. They've got to not only get map position, they got to get a flag cap soon, and then also put themselves in position to at least activate that sudden death overtime. One cap is definitely necessary first, though, in the next 5 minutes. They do get a few dead. Cycle's got the sniper, and he looks to spawn kill. If he can land a couple headshots, this is what they could need. And how does he even hit that shot for the triple? What
For the
was
triple.
that?
Cycle's got to post that one to Twitter. Maybe the full string of gameplay here, because if he puts this one in, it makes it a 2-1 game. That's a hell of a clip from Cycle. I'm just waiting to see it. There it is. 2-1. And what felt like a runaway train for Optic Gaming, a potential 3-0 sweep here in game one. Cycle, the young gun, brings him back with the quick scope triple kill. 2-1.
In observer mode, I don't think the guy was even on his screen, so I think you're right. I would like to see that from his POV. Keep in mind the observer is not exactly precise to the aim going on the screen, but what a sick play. I mean, I was just talking about how hard it is to get caps, and he's like, oh, is it though? Let me just hit this real quick and run it with the grapple myself. Such huge plays.
My goodness. And
They got another flag too.
Gaming counter? No, it's Rebellion looking for the double cap on a map that's very difficult to do that. Where has the control gone for Optic? Ooh. Dead zone with that snipe. We saw Formal with it previously. A big reason why Optic came out to a 2-0 lead. And now dead zone. Looking to put on his best Formal impersonation. Lands the no-scope. Double kill with the melee. 3 go down for Rebellion, and that flag gets reset. We're in the end game.
Dead zone with such big clutch plays in that moment. They can't land the last 2, but he's already done his job. Shut down that flag cap entirely. And that flag was almost home. Now 3 dead again for Optic and suppressed. Not in position. No, that's their base. For a second, I thought he was in Optic's base, but no, Soul Snipe is in the Optic base though, and he's gonna get the pull. But what can they do with this?
Cycle goes down. Big opening break slay for Formal. And now that rolls into 2. Formal needs to maintain his life. Dead zone, bait and switch. Oh, but Suppressed wins the gunfight. How good has Suppressed Gunny been? As Formal, he's got a good gunny on himself. Suppressed now shooting those shots into Formal, I would imagine. Yes, that's Suppressed. Over on the other side, Formal looking across, trying to find the lane, trying to find the angle to take down Cycle and Suppressed. You need to clear the 50-yard line here if you're Optic, as Formal does just that. Finally gets back to Suppressed, takes him down. Now he knows Cycle was the second of the 2 that were posing the biggest threat to Optic Gaming, and they both go down. That's going to allow Formal, you can see now, he's going to leave the 50-yard line because of that task being completed. The sub-quest, if you will, is now Formal looking to move on to the main quest, looking to win this one 3-1. The kill on Mental could mean a flagpole. Oh, and with the use of the QT, he stays alive. That was massive, and it keeps the pressure on Rebellion. Optic aren't going to get a pull out of this, but they keep the pressure on.
I can almost sense that maybe Formal is thinking about portaling back into the base, but thinks better of it, knows that that portal is definitely just being camped by a member of Rebellion, so he's just going to hold mid-map for now. Lucid in their team's vent as well. Looks like Suppressed somehow snuck around, but he's spotted. Trippy's going to take him down, and 2 minutes on the clock. I love the way Optic are playing this. They're basically guaranteeing that they stay alive as this sniper spawns. But look at the play from Soul Snipe. He hits the...
Oh!
Wait, did he try to grapple again and no-scope him? What a psychopath.
And he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for Formal. Unbelievable play there for Formal, as he, more often than not, finds a way. Even in those unorthodox moments, he's not... You can tell by his body language, his POV, he's not surprised by it. He knew what Soul Snipe was doing. He knew Soul Snipe had a second, or at least maybe 1 grapple left to get back on the map. Continues to prioritize Soul Snipe and takes him down. Cycle, Soul Snipe, and Mental go down. Suppressed. The last player alive and the last hope, and he is on the base. He is in the base for Optic. And if he can just stay alive, I don't think anyone for Optic, based on where Formal's looking, if he looks left, it would tell me that he's aware of that player behind him. No, he's not. You can see the shots going into the back of Formal, taking him down to 1 HP, but Suppressed finally goes down, and that should clear things up for Optic. 1 minute left.
Optic do a great job. Even though Soul Snipe made that crazy play to launch their sniper off the map, they say, guess what? We'll just go steal yours instead. They steal the Rebellion sniper, and Trippy still has it, by the way, so One of the ways that Rebellion could have potentially swung this, if you'll recall, it was off that triple kill snipe from Cycle that got the only flag cap for Rebellion. Optic thinking if they don't have a snipe, I don't think they can get a cap here.
Absolutely. So expertly analyzed there by Eli the Ninja. As the sticky grenade goes through by Lucid. Rebellion go 3 down, and with 30 seconds left, it's all a technicality at this point. Add a couple kills, assists, and deaths to the stat sheet, but this one is all but over. If not for Cycle. Cycle's a little bit further along than I thought, and he takes down Formal, so hold the line. This could be it, but no, Cycle goes down so quickly after. So too does Suppressed. Mental's going to have to overextend here because of the situation, seeing it clearly.
No,
Soul Snipe. No, there we go. That's going to do it. Optic. It got close. It was just a one-pull game ultimately, but they're going to take game 1. And Eli, that's the narrative. That was the conversation going into this game 1. Rebellion took advantage of a cold Optic Gaming after not playing for a couple hours, but Optic Gaming after that game 5 thriller are warmed up. You could even argue Formal on fire as they take game 1 and lead in the series.
Very impressive stuff. I mean, that really was some masterclass in power weapon control. I talk about it all the time, and people forget to pick up the freaking weapons on the map, man. You can't win on Argyle if your team doesn't get a single sniper in your possession, and these snipes from Formal really exemplify that. All the flag caps that happened this game were on the backs of a few snipe headshots. So important. With a map this large, you've got to just make the map easier to push across.
Oh, God.
That's insane,
Cycle,
man.
please
Play
post
that
that.
back.
That was filthy.
I would like to see the 2 kills before this too, but the pixel headshot.
Triple kill.
I mean, I'd be leaning back in my chair if I was Lucid there. I'm gonna be honest. That would check me just a little bit. Like how?
Cycle picks up where he left off by literally picking up that flag with the grapple hook. An incredible play that made it close, Eli, in a game that didn't feel close. And just glancing at the, just do the quick math, Formal was 2.0 KD, plus 12, plus 3 for plus 15, plus 9 for plus 26, and plus 3, plus 29. We're Optic Gaming in
play
this
one
match.
back real quick. I gotta see this again.
This was insane.
Shout W production, man. We can just say, can you play this back? Okay, so Soul Snipe hits the grapple G slide basically to launch the snipe off the map. Yeah, he flies in. He's the last player alive and grapples to grab the sniper just to throw it off the map. And adds to that, he tries to grapple back. Like Matt turns around and Soul Snipe's on his way back trying to snipe him before he falls off the map. Like
I would almost say this play is more impressive from Formal. The presence of mind. He never glanced all the way to the left back towards mid. That told me he was aware of Soul Snipe's plan the entire time. He knew Soul Snipe was coming back with a vengeance with that ridiculous grapple hook play. So I equally as impressive from Soul Snipe, but I got to give some props to Formal for holding the line and not getting fooled by what could be an easy play to get fooled by Tools in his gold 3 lobbies. There's no way he would have seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Formal just has to process, like, okay, if he has another grapple charge, he might actually try to survive and grapple back on the map. So he just decided, like, you could see him, like, double take it. Like, actually, you know what? Let me just make sure this crazy man dies. But still, that's a heads up play from Soul Snipe, last player alive, to completely launch that snipe off the map does give your team at least a small chance to come back.
I'm only teasing. I love Tools, and I only reference Gold because of his Golden Knights, who took the L to the Dallas Stars. Suck it, Tools. Just kidding.
You're not kidding. What do you told me you love that shit. All right, man. He means every word that he just said. Trust.
Yeah, I can't deny it. Yeah, suck it, Tools. Recharge game number 2 coming up. An important context to bring up. Game 2 was won by Optic Gaming by a wide margin against the Shopify Rebellion team that looks so damn good on land, on Team Slayer. But this game is being played across the ocean, on sea. So does that give Rebellion a chance here? Does that lean into Optic online? I don't know where this one's going to go, but if Optic have just as good of a performance in game 2, they're taking a beefy 2-0 lead in this Grand Finals reset. The biggest lead we've seen yet. Everything else has been back and forth.
It's going to be a very interesting one. This map and mode combination, I think maybe the most strategic Slayer right now. I feel like there's a lot of room for comebacks and momentum changes. You can kind of actually hold setups, but with two teams that play very fast, I mean, the spawns get really mixy. You've got to be highly in tune with that spawn system, predict those split spawns if your team is moving fast around the map. Got to make sure you get these camos and especially that shock rifle.
All right, here we go. It's Trippy pushing for the camo, but he's down to 1 HP and slides out. That's going to be an easy finish there for Suppressed, as Rebellion don't take the lead here in the early goings, 2-2, but they do take the camo. Lucid with the snipe.
Interesting. Lucid decides to rotate this way, predicting that Rebellion would be pushing from A, but Suppressed all the way behind enemy lines with this camo. I love this play. This actually makes it easy for the rest of Rebellion to push in. All of Optic kind of panicking. They have to turn around and respond to the pressure that is Suppressed. Lucid still has the shock though, and he's trying to position himself to make sure he holds on to it. He absolutely does not want to lose this tool.
Yeah, especially so. Nice shot there, but especially so, Eli, in the early goings of a match where you've got 24 electrical charges of that shock rifle. Lucid putting them all to efficient use as he's earned 2 and a 1-kill lead for Optic.
This man, one of the scariest in the world with this gun. Seen him do unimaginable things to people time and time again. Formal's gonna clean up that kill, but in case he didn't, Lucid was ready to hit that shot. And now accurately predicting that this player would split into the A side. He's just gonna deny access to the gold pipes.
This is a win condition right here. Lucid doesn't even need to ball out, go on a killing frenzy or even a killing spree. He's about to. He just needs to stay alive. This is getting risky, though. Grapple, very difficult spot to stay alive on if the opposition knows where you are. Lucid, they know where he is. It doesn't matter. He still earns the killing spree, utilizes every single shot in that shock rifle. So now Optic Gaming and Coach Lunchbox know when it spawns next, but Lucid's pushing on through to the blue side. I wonder how much Optic will hold the line and hold gold, knowing that shock is up in 60.
Trippy rotating through here, knows these players are weak, and this is Optic just pressing their advantage state. They get kills right when this power up is coming up. That means they're going to be able to convert that into even more kills. And look at the heads up awareness from Trippy. You know, he was saying that we're missing one. Where is Suppressed? Where is Suppressed? These guys know the name of the player that's missing and will hunt him down if they haven't seen him in a while. Huge heads up play. Suppressed could have absolutely made the next play more difficult for Optic if he wasn't spotted out.
That's a dynamic shift right there. Suppressed, more often than not in this grand finals, has snuck underneath the nose of Optic Gaming to find the flank, the back, and maybe even the sleigh. More often than not, the sleigh there. Trippy spots him out. Now it's on Formal, dropping Bat Ledge, takes down Mental. Despite 2 going down for Optic Gaming, Formal holds the line, and look at this lead. It's ballooned out of nowhere. 9-kill lead for Optic Gaming. This is where they do such a good job to control the pace of play. Ooh, but just as I say that, we talked about that next shot coming up. It's not in the hands of Optic Gaming. It's in the hands of Suppressed. And this is where Rebellion have their best chance to come back.
Look at this. He sees his teammates going in through that right side, moves forward. Now, this is interesting because now he's opening the spawn points behind him in gold. So he's going to want to continue moving forward so he doesn't get shot in the back by spawners. He does ultimately get killed by the spawner, but huge plays out of Suppressed. Huge stick, though, out of Formal before he gets taken down.
You just can't give Optic a multi-possession 9-kill lead like we see here, Eli, because they are so good at manufacturing trades. Even better at just outright ripping your face off, does Lucid. And I wouldn't be surprised to see an assist go through. Doesn't look like Dead Zone or Trippy are close enough. The action is on. They're pushing on through to clean up on Cycle. Excuse me, I should have trusted my gut, Eli. There goes Cycle. He goes down. Optic Gaming clean up on the damage and earn an even bigger lead, up by 3 team wipes, 3 full possessions, and into the 30s, especially 40s. That would spell all but over for Rebellion. Where has their slaying proficiency gone?
I think Optic are just playing better as a team. Like, I think they learned their lesson. Remember that Street Slayer, that moment where they just kind of were so fragmented on the map? This time, they are moving as a unit. They are there and ready to help each other out. Formal does get caught off guard here. I think he was just looking for an unpredictable play. Could have worked out if it wasn't for Mental spotting him out, but besides that, look at this. Optic just moving as a unit through the gold pipes. I think Formal just going to hold the line here at the stairs. He knows he's the only player left that could watch that side, so love to see that play from Formal as well.
Mental with the remains of camo, not going to get a chance to utilize it. Dead Zone does go down, but again, we talked about those trades. Oh, watch out, though. 3 go down for Optic, only 2 for Rebellion, so that's going to give them that +1 net outcome. that makes it a much more highly contested match. 33-27 into the 30s as Formal looks to secure the slate. Doesn't want to trade out here. Want to get back that 7, 8, 9 or so the lead like we saw earlier from Optic Gaming. That's why Formal doesn't play for the trade. It looked like Rebellion were, however, as Optic have done a great job. Just when it looked like Rebellion were starting to make you tighten up a little bit, Optic Gaming regained that 7-kill lead.
Look at this. They're taking a page out of Rebellion's book here, just kind of setting up. They've got the lead. Not really a reason to move, right? Like, they can just kind of get into positions that force Rebellion to come to them. So now Rebellion are forced with the task of intel gathering. They've got to figure out where are Optic hiding and how can we safely enter their setup. And the only way to get that intel, you're probably going to have to expose yourself. So this is very smart from Optic. They're going to make it difficult for Rebellion, but if Rebellion can solve the puzzle that has been laid out in front of them, they could take advantage of it.
Just love seeing players will their team to victory, and it's been Formal for me, Eli, in games 1 and now 2. He's been the all-star performer. He's really taken this Optic Gaming team by the hand and led them to what looks like a potential 2-0 lead, but just as I say that, suppressed. It's 2 shots left in the shock rifle. There's a little bit left to work with, but it's back to that 8-kill lead for Optic Gaming. A big reason why, Formal +8.
Yeah, Formal having an absolutely massive game here. Suppress has been the star player for Rebellion today, though. And we know what he's capable of with this shock rifle. Decides that the pressure coming in too strong on that A side. Decide to retreat into the tower. Maybe bait Optic in. It works for at least 1 kill, but I don't know if it's going to work for any more. Looks like the rest of Optic actually do go down. So 3 dead for Optic.
Wow.
Lucid does escape with 1 burst of the shock rifle. Doesn't put it to use, but at least buys enough time for his teammates to spawn, and this could be over in a hurry. They're now up by 8 with just 10 to go.
So impressive here from the green wall to make this Rebellion roster that's known for playing so fast-paced, so proactive, so aggressive. More often than not in the Slayers of these grand finals, they've been on their heels. 41-34 now as Optic Gaming look to put the finishing touch on this match. Formal still holding on that at 2.0 KD, 16-8. So we hop on board with the man himself, baiting in the opposition. If anybody pushes through long haul, they're going to catch a back smack.
I really like this spot. I mean, you usually expect a player to be either at glass or like maybe on the sneaky, but when you hide behind that box, you're completely unexposed. You see exactly how effective it is. Actually turns 2 and gets closer to that finish line. I feel like at this point, Optic are just saying, like, we're going to play as cheesy as we have to guarantee we maintain this lead. We don't want to give Rebellion a single chance to come back.
19-9. Formal is popping off, and we previously saw in that game 5 it was suppressed with 20 kills. Formal looking to do 1 better, but he still needs 1 more to match that high kill count record set in this series by suppressed. As we hop on board here with Dead Zone, 46-42. Holy Eli, it's just a 1 possession game. Rebellion have sleptwalked their way through the house, and they're right back in it.
This is a bit scary for Optic. They're not only, because they just got wiped, they're also painted in a smaller corner of the map. How does Rebellion play this? They're going to want to deny access to other space on the map, but very intelligently, Optic do spread out into that ever so powerful A and gold setup. They have many complementary sightlines, but Rebellion look like they're trying to formulate a strategy to push in. First nade goes out just in case someone's hiding around that corner. Cycle's going to check all these corners just to see if anyone's here. After the coast is clear, they're going to hold forward. They get 1 kill. Trippy kills 1 though, but it's still a 4-kill game.
This is huge. Get it back to 2 possessions. Make it feel like it's an insurmountable comeback for Rebellion. That's exactly what Optic Gaming do.
Wow.
As they take game 2, 50-44, and now carry a 2-0 lead into this grand finals reset.
Love the way Optic played that. I mean, they pretty much just put themselves in positions to where Rebellion have to make a move. They're watching every potential angle that Rebellion could enter from. And when they've got the lead, you know, if Rebellion just sit still and do nothing, the timer wins the game for Optic by default. So just putting Shopify in a very uncomfortable position to guarantee that win after that steamroll lead that they built early on. It's by the book from Optic once again.
Unbelievable regain performance. And I wasn't kidding. I really think Formal probably said in the comms, these guys are ass. We should have never, like, let's just win this outright. We should have never even let them reset. as we see that again. Formal willing this Optic Gaming roster back in this series. He's been the MVP in games 1 and 2, and like he so often is in tournaments, looking like the MVP throughout. Love me some Formal POV, love me some Suppressed POV, but didn't quite see that slaying prowess that we're used to from Suppressed. Instead, it was Formal who popped off, led his team. Lucid in the beginning had a critical role holding on to the shock rifle. You see a little bit of that here, and I think that combined are the two big reasons why Optic Gaming have a 2-0 lead. Get ready for a game 3 on Livefire.
I hope it's Strongholds. I forget the series layout at the moment, but I feel like we haven't seen Strongholds between these two teams yet. I mean, this is one of the fastest game type. No, it is King of the Hill. Okay. Either way, this is also a good one. I think both these teams very comfortable in this game type. Look at the aggression from Optic. They want to end this tournament right now.
This is insane to me. Optic Gaming more methodical than this fast-paced Rebellion roster, but maybe Coach Lunchbox in the comms says, guys, we need to take it to Rebellion. We need to make them feel what they've been making the rest of the HCS feel on their run to the grand finals in every single tournament on the road to London. This is it, though. After this, I was going to say this week, after today, no more opportunities to advance in the bracket. This is it. Your major qualifiers Saturday and Sunday. Optic Gaming looking to win their last potential tournament, because I don't think that they'll play in those major qualifiers because they've already qualified for London. So Optic, with their last chance, they want to make sure that they go into London as the last winners and roll into London as the champs.
I think you're exactly right. Huge 1v1 win from Mental on Trippy here. He's going to maintain possession of the sniper rifle, and despite such a strong early break from Optic, they got about 70% of the hill already completed. But ever since then, Rebellion just earned the sandbox, and now they're just playing such good defense, and they look to shut this one down. Trippy, last player alive for Optic. It's 4 dead for Optic. This should be a early hill for Rebellion. Not only that, but they've also got all the time in the world to rotate for the next hill. Rebellion's just gonna wait for them to try to expose themselves.
Maybe Rebellion would step out of the hill, make Optic Gaming chase through the garage door for it, but no, they are not messing around. Strictly business right now, as Shopify Rebellion go up 1-0 in the match and earn the rotation on next. The previous team wipe rolls into another one as Rebellion are in full control of game 3.
I've been so impressed with Rebellion on Livefire. I mean, Optic were previously known as the unbeatable team on Livefire. There's a period of time where they were basically undefeated on this map, minus maybe a like 1 or 2 slayers. They were known as the Livefire Demons, but Rebellion, they won that Oddball game seemingly easily in that round 3 reset, and so far taken early lead. Rebellion looking like they have this map figured out as well.
Yeah, and that was on Livefire, so maybe Rebellion getting back on Livefire. The comforts of Livefire, maybe, if you will, is they look comfortable. But just as I say that, they go 3 down. Lucid, a 1 HP, could make it 3 down for Optic Gaming. Important to stay alive with the last member of Rebellion alive, and I wonder almost with that QT back to green, does he force all the squad spawns there for Rebellion, or does he earn a couple more close up? Yes, everybody gets a green spawn, and everybody pushing through on the nest side towards the snipe tower as they look to tear it down. Lucid, though, holding the line, holding his ground. Dead Zone with the cross, has the help, has the assist, and 3 go down for Rebellion. Lucid and Dead Zone combine for a team wipe, and what looks like full control of hill number 2, but despite that, Rebellion are in the lead for now.
Lucid played that so insanely from top tower. He stuck that guy bottom sniped and rotates to the top, gets his shield, trusts Dead Zone enough to keep the next player off of him for long enough to get the shields. Perfect bait and switch teamwork out of those two. You can already tell their teamwork is jiving.
Trippy, vibing, big game Trippy. Needs to emerge here in game 3 though. Sniper rifle could be his access to it, but no, it's Dead Zone. He helps with the assist, and Dead Zone's paying rent here at the nest. He's like a bird, a blue jay, building a beautiful nest and calling it home. He has not left that space. He has been the anchor for Optic Gaming on hill number 2. That's why we got a tied game, 1-1.
Enemy team took the hill.
Trippy wants to shut down the next hill as well. Looks like 3 members of Optic go down, and they might know where Trippy is as some grenades come in. They definitely know now. And Trippy needed to hit that shot or hit that repulse to top center. Instead, he's going to give that tool to Shopify, and Lucid's going to be left over here fighting an uphill battle. Looks like he does break his way in. 2 slays for Rebellion, but they still have to finish this fight.
Rebellion after previously losing hill number 2, have the rotation. And next, Rebellion have earned all of the rotations outside of that opening break where Optic Gaming swarmed through to B, but they didn't win the B hill. So, tied 1-all, 3:22 left on the clock. Dead zone dropping, trying to take out a rat in the tunnel, exterminate him, but no, that's bait. He gets back smack, and Optic Gaming are crumbling in numbers. This is going to give Rebellion at least 50% before Optic are able to come off spawn, suppress with a double, and this might just give him camo too, but the fortunate and unfortunate spawns, you could argue, for Optic are going to get them sights onto the camo side, but with low shields, I don't think they can contest it. Camo going to go to suppressed.
We think. I think it's still not up yet. Two more seconds. Trippy's actually out there contesting it now. And it looks like he might have been able to grab it. Yeah, Trippy should be able to proc it after winning that fight. Steals it in a situation that it looked like Rebellion could have had it, but Rebellion still have the lead 2-1 in the scoreline.
Now, it's one of those moments where it feels like the sandbox is bait, right? Rebellion will give Trippy camo if it means they get the 2-1 lead. Trippy, though, with that camo, is able to rotate towards the nest side of the map, take down and help take down 2. Suppressed. Soul Snipe at the Snipe Tower have quick access to defend this mud hill, but Trippy has the commando. Getting some shots out, but not enough to take down Soul Snipe. Soul Snipe eventually goes down with the assist, and once Soul Snipe goes down, Trippy knows that the spawns will occur on the opposite side of that here on Garage Door and Green. Trippy playing his process so well.
It's also attacking with this commando that looks like it should be in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something. I don't know what that skin is. That's a crazy looking commando skin, but regardless, putting it to work, putting the damage down on Rebellion. It now just need a second to tie up the game. They ultimately die. It looks like no, Lucid's going to stay alive. So is Dead Zone. They actually wait. I think that was an intentional wait to ensure that they could have possession of that tower control before they cap that hill.
Yeah, that was that bait and wait strategy that I thought Rebellion could have used on Optic earlier. Optic deploy the strat and pull Cycle off spawn and make him overextend, quote unquote, all things considered with context to what just previously occurred, as Optic Gaming tied things up at 2. And because of that bait and wait, Eli, they've got the rotation on next, already at about 50% on a crucial hill number 5.
Such a smart play. That's what makes them so hard to beat. They just guarantee that they give themselves the upper hand in so many situations. Formal's going to find Mental running away. He's going to pick up the sniper rifles, clean up another kill. Optic are going to have control of the hill, and Formal's going to allow the opposition to spawn where he wants them before he attacks, but he actually gets shot in the back. Maybe doesn't predict that training side spawn, and that spawn point is going to open the door for Rebellion to potentially get control if they can win this tower side.
Massive opportunity right here for Suppressed. When we previously saw Formal with the snipe on Argyle, he closed the game out. Because of that previous death, though, Formal drops 3 shots into the hands of Suppressed, and he makes Formal pay for it moments later. Talk about a butterfly effect. Suppressed takes down Formal, but goes down shortly after. Optic Gaming at 80%, Rebellion at 50%.
And once again, Rebellion get the camo, but I don't think he can even use the camo. He has to slide into the hill. No, Cycle is still here with the camo, but he has to stay alive. If Optic even get into this hill for 3 seconds, I believe they will cap it. But Rebellion are pretty close to taking the lead here.
Oh, great grenades. That's going to force Cycle out of the hill. Dead Zone goes into it. Cycle at low HP, and with a little bit of camo left, utilizes it, takes down Zane, and might just take this hill number 5. The triple could potentially earn hill number 3 for Rebellion. It does. Cycle doesn't get the triple, but 3 go down nonetheless. He'll take it. Rebellion take a 3-2 lead. All right, guys, we might have just lost Eli, so I'm going to do my best to solo cast here. Trippy pushing on along the backside of Green. QT, not enough distance between starting point and portal point to trip up Trippy as he takes him down. 2 go down for Rebellion, and Trippy looking to get Optic Gaming back in this fight.
I'm back. Internet took a little hiccup there. There is apparently baseball-size hail in my area, my phone said, but I am back. Don't worry about it, guys. As we see, Optic have nice control here, and this new sniper going to be very important for this next play.
I'm so glad you're back, Eli. I love casting with you. Cycle with the snipe.
Oh.
Optic with the hill. 4 players up on each side. And I wonder how aggressive Rebellion want to play this. Optic have all of the hill, 90% to 0% for Rebellion. So this might be an instance where you want to rotate for the next, but no. It looks like they're going to let Optic Gaming still get hill control despite having 2-3 down. Whereas Rebellion in this fight, there's 2 on the nest. They have the control, they have enough control, but it's being contested right now. Cycle needs to slay out on the hill. But that grenade going to tick him down to 1 HP.
Wow.
No dreams. Night. He goes down 3-3. Optic tie it.
Could Optic close this one? It's Rebellion that have early positioning on the hill, but they don't have the numbers. Soul Snipe's still dead. He's going to spawn on the opposite side of the map due to the pressure from Optic. And look at the way Optic are playing this. They force that player on Rebellion to go back tower. They're aware of the spawners coming towards the hill. If Formal can hit this headshot, this could be everything. No! I thought it was coming. I could feel it, but Soul Snipe with a massive shutdown that's going to keep Rebellion alive for now.
Enemy team took the hill.
Mental with the snipe, and it feels like the tide could swing with either snipe in the hands of Formal or Mental. They've been the 2 all-star performers with that precision weapon in their hands for now. Mental getting some body shots to earn enough damage to slow down this push from Optic Gaming. Rebellion in a 3-3 game. Next hill wins, have the early lead.
This is going to go down to the wire. Both teams are going to be fighting uphill battles to try to contest this tower. Player suppressed. The guy on top of the mountain for now wins that fight. Trippy, though, wins a fight on the low ground. 2v2 situation for the time being. Neither team really that comfortable to get into the hill just yet. I think that now that a couple more have gone down for Shopify, this is where Optic will look to score.
Oh, Trippy locks down the snipe tower. Does not need to engage in Cycle. Cycle, if he pushes and continues to try to get damage on Trippy, will chase and ultimately die. Cycle, though, with a heads-up play, drops down, allows Trippy to get his shields back, and that's why you disengage there for Trippy. Cycle is not a threat to you. Cycle goes down shortly after in a 1v4 situation. Again, I don't care how good you are. You ain't winning that in this high level of Halo. 3 go down for Rebellion, and Optic Gaming, when the moment matters most, take the lead. Ice up in the end. Can they follow through and win this series with a grand finals reset 3-0 sweep?
They need this. They do not want this to go on any longer. They are tired of playing against Shopify. I can tell you that right now. These guys are stressful to play against, and they're going to do it. They're going to secure the 3-0. Optic Gaming are your HCS Open Series 3 champions.
Unbelievable regain after a crushing loss in Game 5. Suppressed dropped 20 on their heads. Optic Gaming didn't care. Optic Gaming so strong, and that's really... I think you say this all the time, right, Eli? You're gonna die playing the video game. You're gonna lose matches. Nobody goes 100-0 on the KD stat sheet. Nobody goes 100-0 at a tournament. You're gonna take L's. How do you respond? Optic Gaming with one of the best responses we've seen to losing a series in the grand finals. Impressive work from them.
So important too. I mean, like we said, these guys know how to close tournaments. Shopify have recently been having lots of success. This is their 3rd straight grand finals appearance, guys. They did get first in one of them. They've got second in the other 2. These guys are absolutely making a name for themselves, but in the end, Optic just seemingly playing as the Optic that we know and love. We know how capable this team is, and when they show up, they are almost unbeatable.
Big ups to Dead Zone. It had previously been Optic leading the charge in slays. Dead Zone doing his part in OBJs. He's a part of 3 hill captures there, securing especially that mud hill that really got Optic Gaming back in it. That was huge, but 26, 14, and 16 plus 10. My God, that was unbelievable. Formal, though. Whew. Formal. That was vintage Formal. The legend on my Mount Rushmore of Halo, and showed you why in this grand finals.
Is there anything you want to say about Formal before we close out here, Hunter?
If you guys like Halo and you guys like podcasts, we might just have a podcast for you. Tide the Leader, I'm leaking it here. It's going to feature Formal next week. We actually, yesterday, Eli, we like Halo a lot. So we recorded 2 episodes, one with Bound, one with Formal. So yeah, if you guys like Halo and you guys like Halo history and these guys sharing their thoughts, some late-breaking news in these podcasts, too, from the 2 pro players. So we got some intel in these podcasts as well. Make sure you guys check out Tide the Leader. Go check out Eli and I on socials if you guys enjoy Halo. And drop us a follow if you enjoy the commentary. That's one of the ways you guys can help support some of the wonderful members of the community. Love to see it and cannot wait for that Formal podcast to drop. You guys do not want to miss it.
Absolutely. Well, man, this was a ton of fun. I'm so happy we got to cast grand finals first time in a while. Hope you guys enjoyed it in chat. And on that note, we'll go ahead and throw it back to the desk.
Incredible performance by Optic and also by Shopify Rebellion. They had an incredible run today. They made it and reset the grand finals against Optic, which is something incredibly commendable considering that Optic is one of the best teams out there. It's been a wild ride today, and congrats to Optic Gaming. They've come back to stop Rebellion from winning a second Open this month before they head on over to London. They've come back to show that they can take that #1 spot if they want to, right, Tools?
Yeah, I think Optic is primed and ready. I think they looked fantastic in that reset. And in fact, I want to try to get one of these guys on to talk about that reset.
All right. Hello, Lucid. How are you feeling after that win?
It's going. Doing good. Good. Long day of Halo.
Long day.
That was a really long day, right? That a 5-game series in the first one, and then obviously you guys get it done in 3 on the second time around. Can you kind of walk through what happened in the reset? Like, did you guys kind of figure out a game plan from the first 5 games into going into that reset and figuring it out to get it done in 3?
I think it was just more of like a tightening up. I think we lost the game 1, right? I think we came out a little flat game 1. We were still back and forth the entire series. I think a lot of moments we had. I mean, especially with our practice, we've been really honing in on just making sure we're staying secure in our leads. And I think some of those games just got out of our hands when we didn't really need to let it happen. So I think that's what we just made sure to lock in for that last series.
Shopify has been playing incredibly well. What do you think that makes them so good? What do you think of their recent success?
I mean, I think they're just a bunch of players that really just want to try really hard. Like all 4 of them have been on the come up. On different timelines, of course, a little bit longer than others, but they've still all just been like head down grinding. So it sounds like they got the right sort of vibe, the right chemistry. When you got that and everyone just wants to get better, that's pretty much what the recipe to success is. Like the vibe and the chemistry is definitely a large portion of seeing any sort of potential.
I want to talk a little bit about these King of the Hill strategies that I've been seeing from you guys in particular over at Optic, with you guys kind of leaving the hill when you're about a second away from capturing it. I think we saw it a lot in day 1 where it was like recharge King of the Hill. You guys left the hill and basically burned off like 45 seconds of time just like by like standing outside of the hill. What's that strategy been like? Like what's the comms when you guys started to get yourself into that way, and what's sort of the condition of the game that needs to be met for you guys to start employing that strategy?
Yeah, I'd say those times when that happens, it's mainly like it's like multifaceted. Like it's got a sort of mental factor to it. It'll definitely make people upset or irritated. But it's definitely to create some timings for ourselves, just give ourselves a little bit more room sometimes. Normally, whenever you're holding a hill, if you just auto cap it, a team will give up a hill and just be like, all right, we're playing for next. So it's kind of like a disruption. Shout out Ryan. He was the one that was pulling that out like day 1, whenever the hill was a game type getting introduced. I swear he started doing that in scrims instantly. But yeah.
There's been a lot of online discussion about Optic being on the downtrend. What's been the key to turning that around for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been always fighting. At least for the couple in the one tournament that we just had our poorest placing, it was just all 4 corners practically. I'm in Florida, Zane's in Washington, Joey's in California, and that just creates a recipe for disaster in some aspects. Not the best excuse though, because we still have plenty of things that even today where our shortcomings is just like we just got to make sure when we're winning we stay winning. So that has just been a thing that we've been grinding away at, and we've been definitely seeing some a lot more success just following through. So we're still holding in, doing even better every day.
It's been a few months with you guys playing with Zane, right? Dead Zone on the squad. You've had one land underneath your guys' belt, a few online tournaments, and you're going into this next one. Can you talk a little bit about what he brings to the team, how you guys have been folding him in, and what this sort of new Optic, what's the expectations for you guys going into London with him?
Yeah, I mean, the expectation is just like what we did at Arlington, but even better. I think we obviously SSG pulled away, but we had some insane series against those guys, and I think it's just a discipline, tightening up aspect that we're really honing in on right now, and I think that's been showing in scrims. I think it showed today. I think it can be even better. I think we can get even better. So it's just keep an eye out, just keep watching.
Grand Finals, London. I have a question for you. London is around the corner, and I'm interested in knowing what you guys are thinking for that event. And honestly, who do you want to see in the Grand Finals against you guys, assuming you will be in that spot?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see SSG back in again, just for to get back. I think that's always a great matchup. FaZe is always a great matchup. Obviously, that's the big three that we always talk about. At least for the cultural aspect, I know everyone always I think every team, even like FaZe SSG, when they're watching us or when we're watching them, like Sen and Shopify, like those guys have been making their run. So it's like always cool to kind of see the competition stiffening up. So it's like it'll always be nice to kind of play a different opponent, but probably SSG just for the run back.
I mean, obviously, our LinkedIn was a bit of a heartbreak for you guys. The Slayers were the big backbreaker over there. Has there been any specific practice you guys have been employing on Slayer to get yourself ready for London?
Yeah, like I said before and a little bit earlier, it was just like it's just tightening up. Like we do a lot right already. Like we wouldn't be where we are if we didn't already have the recipe for success. It's just a matter of making sure that we're not getting ahead of ourselves. And I think we've been doing a really good job of that. And like I said, it can be even better. But we're never going to be perfect. No team's ever going to be perfect. We just got to be the team that makes less mistakes. So I think that's what we're working into, just getting our flow back in that way.
Anything you'd love to add and say to the fans that are watching us today?
I just shout out to everybody still watching throughout a long day on a Thursday of all times for the schedule. But yeah, just shout out to you guys. Shout out to Green Wall as always. And shout out to HCS for still putting these together, making sure we're getting some good practice leading into the major. Shout out to you guys for always putting on a show. It's always great to see the commentary, the observers. Everyone's getting a lot more of a spotlight than I think we've gotten in the past. So it's good to see. I feel like there's a really good like grassroots aspect to that, making sure that there's a lot of the feed being filled up.
Well, congrats to you and the team for winning today, and thank you so much for joining us for this interview.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You're my best kept secret. I don't know why.